Today I'm making 3 delicious recipes that you can snack on before your Thanksgiving meal. I think everyone who celebrates Thanksgiving is a little different. Some people are more lunch Thanksgiving and some people are more dinner Thanksgiving. And then still some are like midday 2, 3, 4 p.m. Thanksgiving. Growing up, we were always noon on the dot Thanksgiving people, so there wasn't really time to eat snacks, but for more of those midday evening Thanksgiving folks, sometimes you just want a little something to munch on before the main event. Snacks like these also come in handy if you run into issues with your oven. The first year that my husband and I hosted Thanksgiving in this house, we didn't know that our oven needed to be calibrated, and the turkey just took way longer than it should have. But luckily, I did have a few little bits and pieces around to munch on. I think it kept people's hunger at bay a little bit, prevented them from being cranky, because nobody wants that. Let me show you what I've got. So I'm gonna throw together some really quick spiced almonds, and this recipe is so fast. I mean, you're gonna wanna make this even if it's not Thanksgiving. These are just great to have as a snack. So I'm putting a couple of teaspoons of olive oil in a pan, and I'm gonna heat that just for a minute or two on medium heat. I love that these can be done on the stovetop instead of in the oven as well. I have this assortment of dry spices. So I've got half a teaspoon of cumin, half a teaspoon of smoked paprika. You can use regular, sweet, like whatever you have. A quarter of a teaspoon of garlic powder, an eighth of a teaspoon of cayenne. You can add more or leave this out depending on the level of heat that you like. And then a quarter of a teaspoon of just regular salt. So our oil's ready. I'm gonna sweep all of those seasonings right into the pan, just like that. And kind of stir those around, get them kind of like warmed up in that oil just for a minute or so, but don't let your spices burn. So keep an eye on them. So once your oil and spices are sufficiently mixed together, you'll kind of see that it's got some little bubbles forming. You can also smell the spices quite a bit, and you'll know that you are ready to put your almonds in the pan. Here I have 1 cup of just regular unsalted roasted almonds. We're gonna add those, stir this to coat. I think all told, I'm at about 2 minutes on this recipe right now. It does not take long at all. I like to make these like just to have around as a snack for myself, or if someone stops by, a friend's coming over, you wanna have a little snack, these are great. Once you have your almonds all mixed together, you're gonna add half a teaspoon of sriracha. You don't have to use sriracha. I know some people don't enjoy the flavor of this particular hot sauce, or they're having trouble finding it right now. There is still, I think, a bit of a shortage. So you can use whatever hot sauce you like. You can use Frank's. I've definitely made it with Frank's. You can use Texas Pete, Crystal, whatever you like, whatever you have. And you know what? That's it. That's it. I mean, we're all done. Less than 5 minutes to cook. You do want to let these cool for a little bit before you eat them, but you have this really delicious snack. I think that this is a great thing to have for people who have different dietary needs. It fits into a lot of different diets. It's tasty for just about everyone, except those with nut allergies. But I have some other recipes that they can have, so stay tuned. Okay, so here's another one that is comically easy and barely a recipe. You will need some whipped cream cheese. Get the whipped kind. It's just so much more soft and easy to spread. Some of these crisps, I don't know exactly what you call them, but I found these at Aldi. I know they sell them at Trader Joe's, but they're basically like very thin slices of crispy sort of bread. And then you'll also need some pitted dates. I like this one so much that I make it as a snack for myself, like pretty often. For each one, you're going to take a crisp, spread it with maybe like a teaspoon or so of cream cheese, more or less depending on your tastes. And then grab yourself a date, slice it in half. So you've got 2 halves, and place half of a date on top, cut side down, and that's it. These are very tasty. They feel very fancy, even if they're not really. They just, you know, they seem a little elevated or something. And you could really get more into like a special cheese, like a soft brie, anything that's like soft and spreadable into your tastes. But I personally like cream cheese because it goes really well with like the sweetness of the dates. Just makes this really easy little fancy snack. Ooh, that's a big date. I'm only gonna make 4 because it's just me right now. Oh, you didn't see that. But it landed cream cheese side up. I'm so lucky. And there we go. I just made 4. You can make a ton of these in like pretty much no time at all. Now this last recipe for pumpkin fluff is a little bit on the sweeter side, so you could probably use this as either a snack or a dessert. And these are all of the ingredients. This is all you need to make it, is just these 4 things. So start with a cup of just canned pumpkin, solid pack, don't use pumpkin pie mix. Ooh, that made a fun noise. And to that, add 1 box of vanilla pudding mix. This is the smaller box, the 3.4 ounce. And half a teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice. And mix that together until well combined. And this is what we have so far. The final ingredient is 8 ounces of thawed whipped topping. Hopefully this is thawed. I left it out for a while, but we'll find out. Oh, it's mostly thawed. We'll see if we can get by. So you just fold in that whipped topping to your pumpkin mixture. Just make sure everything is well combined. And that's it, pumpkin fluff. You can serve this alongside graham crackers, ginger snaps. I have some bite-sized vanilla wafers that I'm gonna use. This is a good recipe that you can adapt to be lower in sugar as well. So instead of regular whipped topping and regular pudding mix, you can swap that out for sugar-free if you've got someone in your family, or maybe yourself if you're trying to eat a little less sugar. So let's get all of these snacks together and see what we've got. Now you saw how long it took me to make these. Each of these recipes can be put together in about 5 minutes or less. So not super labor intensive, not a lot of complicated ingredients, definitely something that you can appreciate when you're trying to cook a big Thanksgiving meal. I hope you liked this video, and I hope it gave you some good ideas for your Thanksgiving table. If you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I post videos about food, vintage cookbooks, and retro recipes every week. Thanks again, have a happy Thanksgiving, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.